Hello and welcome to UK Immigration with Barrister Shazia Anjum. In this video, I'm going to show you how to complete a UK spouse visa application online. You will learn from this video how to complete your online application, and also I'm going to tell you in my rest of the videos, because I'm just going to create 6 videos altogether, and then you will be learning how much is the fee for this application, what's the process, what happens after submitting the application, and also what documents you need to take to the visa application center. And if you can't make an appointment, what's the alternative way to book an appointment at visa center. I'm also going to show you in my videos list of the documents that you will need with your application form after completing this application form, and you will also learn a couple of more things in terms of the other processes, such as how to complete your financial requirement form. Because this is not straightforward application, you need to make sure you have every documents together in one place so that you can get successful result from entry clearance officer. Many people get refusal because either they do not enclose the required evidence, or they miss out the legal points what are mentioned actually in immigration rules. There are not only immigration rules, but also you will also need appendix, specified evidence, immigration rules, also WEF4 form that you will need to complete along with your application. So I'm going to tell you how much will be the fee and how long you will have to wait before you can get your result. And in terms of the other processes, you will watch my other videos. In the meantime, you can, if you are not clear from anything, you can also ask me any question, because I'm going to hold live classes every 2 weeks time, so that any question in terms of completing your application form, you can ask me from there, and also you can get support from me. But for this, you will have to actually click onto the link below, and you need to register your details so that you can come live onto my session, ask as many questions as you want, and also you can get your successful application process from me in future. So it's important, if you haven't registered your details, you need to register your details so that you can get all the benefits from this specially created package, so that you can make sure that your application is not missing out anything. So before we can dive into the application, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be the part 1 of the application for UK spouse visa, how to complete online application, where to go, and how you will be able to see all the evidence. And I'm also going to share the drafts of the letters, letter from employer, letter from third party if you cannot afford accommodation to your partner, and also letter from any person who is providing you with the maintenance, because this is going to be not only straightforward application, but also there are some complex matters in terms of the different circumstances people may face, because many people, they are wondering, sometimes people do not meet financial requirements, sometimes people do not meet English language requirement, and sometimes people are finding it very difficult in terms of different employment. For example, people are receiving money from self-employment, people are receiving money from employment resources, sometimes people are receiving money from multiple employers, people are receiving money from overseas employment. So all these things make it complicated, and then you will have to consider, you will have to watch actually all the videos if you really want to master this spouse visa application, and you want to get a good result, and you want to make sure no piece is missing. You need to watch all the videos, need to register your details and get all the benefits from it. You will be member of my immigrant group. You will be receiving my live calls, live sessions, and also you will be receiving email support once you register by clicking below the link, and also you will be able to watch all of my videos. So let's get into the details how to complete online application for your UK spouse visa. So first of all, I'm going to take you to another page where I'm going to show you how to do it. First of all, you will need to go on to www.gov.uk/UK family visa partner and spouse, like you are just looking at here. Once you go into that link, then this page will come up. What you need to do, you need to have a look in which category you are applying. So first of all, if we go above, you will see all the categories are listed in here, but we will need to apply as a partner or as a spouse. When we go down on this page, you will see here, you must apply online from outside the UK. You are going to click on to this link. So once you've clicked on to this link, then you will see two options here. One option is Appendix FM partner. We're gonna need to click on to this one if you want to apply for your spouse visa. Click next and then enter the country in which you are making this application. So whichever country your spouse is living, he or she is going to be the main applicant. But if you are completing this application as a spouse of that person, or if you are completing this application as being applicant from outside the country, you need to make sure all the details in this form are being asked on behalf of the applicant. So on behalf of the applicant, let's suppose I'm just going to mention in here, let's suppose the applicant is from Pakistan. So we are going to mention here Pakistan, and then this will take you to the next page. So next page, you will see check available biometric enrollment location. So you will see two links up here. The first one is I have checked available biometric enrollment location. Click on to that, go to next, and now they're asking about your eligibility, biometric information. You need to read this carefully and then click on to apply now. Start new application, and here you will be giving your email address. I'm going to give mine in here. So then you need to create password. Once you've created password, this will ask you to confirm that. Next page, save and continue. Here it's asking who does this email address belong to, you or someone else. If this is the applicant, it's going to be you. If it's sponsor, it's going to be someone else. Do you have an email address? If you want to provide another email address, put yes, otherwise no. So here they are asking about any telephone number. For example, you need to mention here the contact number where they can contact you. Where do you use this telephone number, outside the UK or inside the UK? So you need to mention one of them, and then mobile number. Save and continue. So next page, you will be now looking any other telephone numbers. If you have any other contact number, provide them. If no, then save and continue. They are asking, are you able to be contacted by telephone? I can be contacted by telephone and text messages. Click on to yes, save and continue. Here they are asking the applicant's name. You need to mention your first name. Given name is first name, whatever is mentioned on to the applicant's ID or passport copy. So family name, surname, you are going to mention surname, and click and save. So this is the general video for everybody. Everybody needs to mention their own particular specific details so that they can give them accurate details. In addition to name already provided, have you been known by any other name? If yes, then put yes. For example, some people, they have a different name prior to the marriage and then they change after marriage. But if this is not the case, then put no. Save and continue. What's your gender? Applicant, if applicant is female, you need to mention. And what's your relationship status? Click one of them. If you have been divorced before, you need to mention divorced. If not, then your relationship status at this moment is married because you are applying as a spouse visa. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, so here, save and continue. So this address is going to be the applicant's address. If applicant is living in any other country, so it's going to be home country address. Whatever is mentioned on their ID card, you need to mention in here. And then country. Is this also your correspondence address? If this is your correspondence address, then mention yes. Save and continue. Okay, so country name, we are going to mention Pakistan again. Okay, now on next page they are asking how long have you lived at this address. If you've only moved before, after marriage, mention how many months, how many years, how many days since you've been married and arrived at your current home. You need to mention your years. What's the ownership status of your home? If you are renting it, you need to mention accordingly. But if you are living with your relative, you need to mention other and then give more details. If this is a family house or this house belongs to your spouse, you need to mention accordingly. Okay, so here is the next page. You will see you need to mention applicant's passport details and who issued the passport. If it's Pakistan authorities, then you need to mention Pakistan. Whatever your country, you need to mention that. So if you're not sure about anything, always, by all means, you will have my email address for support. For people who will register for this special class, they will receive all the support that they need for this application. And then issue date, you need to mention in here. What's the date of issue? Whatever is mentioned on your passport, you need to mention that. Make sure you do not mention the same numbering what I'm just mentioning, because this is just to show you how to complete the application. You need to mention whatever is mentioned on your documents, on your ID cards and passport details. So expiry date is going to be this one. Okay, not 200 is 2020. Okay, so not 2020, sometime is 27. Next is going to be ID card details. Guys, if you have ID card, then you need to mention ID card details. What's your ID card number? You will be mentioning in here, and issuing authority, who issued your ID card, so you are going to mention in there. So next page is going to be country of nationality and country of birth, where the applicant was born, and place of birth, whatever is mentioned on applicant's passport copy. Here is going to be a date of birth of the applicant. So here you have mentioned date of birth and click continue. So have you ever held any other nationality? If you've held any other nationality, you need to tell them what nationality did you hold. But if you haven't held any other nationality, then say no. When do you plan to arrive in the UK? Usually I put 3 months after completing the application, or maybe 2 months after completing application. If this is August month, you can mention September, October date after 2 months. So next one, what language do you speak fluently, and then save, go to next page. What languages can you, which language would you prefer to use? So if you can, the applicant can talk English, then you can mention English, otherwise say other language, whatever is convenient to yourself. So next thing is going to be, are you exempt from English language requirements? So this is quite interesting, because some people, if they have any disability, for example physical disability, mental condition, and any exceptional circumstances, like during to the COVID-19, people, these centers, English language centers were closed, and people actually couldn't get it passed. So in these circumstances, these are called exceptional circumstances. Then you can ask for exemption, which is something, exemption mean, exceptional circumstances mean when something is not in your control and you cannot meet the requirement because this is beyond to your control. So one of the things could be if you can get any letter from psychiatrist or doctor proving your disability, if this is your mental condition. So psychiatrist letter can be sufficient. And any mental health problem, you can get letter from physician or any other evidence. For example, if this was happened due to COVID-19 issue, you can also get the letter confirming that from any institutions and enclose that. So if you are not asking exemption, then say no. Do you have a degree that was taught in English? So if you've studied in English equivalent to UK level, then you can say yes, otherwise no. Save and next. Have you passed approved English language test? So approved English language test will be CEFR CEFR A1 level. So when you book your test, make sure you book your test for it's called life skills. Okay, make sure you do not book for academic, general, or these kind of things. Then your application will be refused. Your English language will not be accepted. So what is accepted? People ask what is accepted. It's life skill or skill language when you book your test, and this is called the CEFR level A1. It's A1 for the entry application, but for extension it's A2. Here, have you passed English language? Yes. Here you go. They are asking CEFR A1 or higher. Yes. Okay. Now they are asking, how did you get your result? Certificate or online reference number? If you do not have certificate, mention online reference number, and then they will ask your awarding body your reference number for that. But if you have certificate, save and continue. Does anyone rely on you for financial support? Some people actually have responsibility for their children from this marriage or from previous marriage if they are divorced. So if the applicant has any previous children, you need to mention in here. But if they don't have any previous children, click now. Save and continue. Give details about two of your parents. So applicant's parents details are required here. Mother's details, given name, surname, and their date of birth. Okay. Country of nationality, where they were born. Some grandparents, actually their parents, some parents may be born in another country. I'm going to put India in here. Have they always had the same nationality? You need to mention if they have any other nationality. If they don't have any other nationality, then put no. Okay, so their country of nationality, where you were born. So you need to mention country of nationality, where they were born. Save and next. Second parent, father, because you've completed your mother. So its father's details are going to be there. Given name and family name, and their date of birth. So once you've done it, their country of nationality, here you go. Okay, so have they always had the same nationality? So say yes or no according to your situation. Do you know where you will be staying in the UK? So here is the question. You need to mention your address from your sponsor. So when you type in your postal code in the UK, you will see all the addresses, all the details in drop down section. Okay, so next we are going to mention, is this the home of a family member, friend, or any other person you know? So if this is your family member's home, say yes. And if this is not your family member's home, your friends or family, but you must be aware of their name, their details, you are going to mention yes, and then give their name, whoever is providing the accommodation. If this accommodation is being provided by your sponsor or husband, then you are going to put their name, but make sure you see the documents. For example, you see the tenancy agreement, you see the title deed. Title deed means ownership of documents. So whoever owns the home, these details must be matching with that name. So if any family member is providing the accommodation, for example, the home is on your uncle or auntie's name, or your husband's uncle's or auntie's name, you must mention their name. Whoever is owning that home, you need to mention in here, and their relationship to yourself. So if it's your husband, you need to mention spouse or husband, whatever. Here you will be mentioning contact number for them, and save and continue to the next page. Okay, I'm sure you haven't been tired yet, because more details need to be mentioned there. So this is only going to be the first video, and in the second video I'm also going to show you some of the maintenance form and sponsorship form, and they are actually there are requirements to complete those documents, and it's very important you do not miss any of the details. Will you be living anywhere else in the UK? Usually I put no, because if you are coming to join your spouse, so mostly it's your intention to live with your spouse. Have you been in the UK in the past 10 years? So it depends. If you've been to UK, then put yes. If you haven't been to the UK, put no. Have you been issued with a UK visa in the past 10 years? If you have been issued with a UK visa, then put yes, otherwise say no. And then how many times have you visited the following places? So they are asking if you've been to Australia, Canada, New Zealand, USA, Switzerland, EEA. Just say, if you haven't been there, put 0, save and continue. Have you been to any other country which have not been mentioned before? For example, USA, Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Switzerland, EEA. If you've been to any of these countries, put yes, otherwise no. So they're asking if you've been refused, removed, deported, required to leave, excluded previously. If no, say no and go ahead. Have you ever been entered the UK illegally, or any deportation, any bad character history? Now, and save and continue. Now they're asking if you have been warned, if you have been if you've received any caution, criminal conviction, any civil penalty. Civil penalty means when you employ somebody who has not got any right to work, but then you've been fined by the authorities. So this is called civil penalty. This is for applicant, not for the spouse. Do not be confused, because if spouse is completing this application, they are asking for the applicant. Now save and continue. Any crime against humanity, if you've been involved in those kind of activities, then you're gonna put yes. Obviously then your application is going to be refused as well, most probably. If you haven't been involved in any other crime, say no. I have read all the information about war crimes, including the guidance. Save and continue. You must read all the information on this page before answering. Have you ever been involved in any other terrorist activity? No. 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 I have read all the information. Save and continue. Next page. Have you ever been a member of any extremist organization? If you have not been involved in such activities, say no and save and continue. Part of our employment, have you ever been dangerous to national security? No. If you've been involved, if you think you are not of good character person, no. And any character behavior, no. But if you have been involved in any types of these behaviors, you will need to put yes, otherwise save and continue by clicking on no. Now they are asking if you have been involved in any of armed forces, intelligence services, media organization. If not, then you need to say click, you need to click in the end, I have not worked in any of the jobs listed above. Again, they are asking for the applicants. They are not asking for the sponsor or spouse. So now here is the thing. Now they are asking for your current partner, your spouse. So his name you're going to mention, and surname mean whatever is mentioned on his ID. So country of nationality, British, if he's British citizen, mention in here. Do they currently live with you? No, obviously. Their address in the UK. Okay. And country is going to be the United Kingdom. Here you will find United Kingdom of Great Britain and North Ireland. Will they be traveling with you? If they are traveling, yes, otherwise put no and go on to the next page. Why do you not live with your partner? Because I can't live because he is in England or in the United Kingdom. Have you ever lived with your partner within or outside the UK? If you've been living together after getting married, say yes and put your details when and where. So you need to mention in here. So next page, other marriages, civil partnerships. So these are for those people who have been previously married and divorced. You need to put your details in here. But if this is not applicable, you can say, are you currently married with another person? If yes, say yes. If no, say yeah, say no. Have you previously been married? No. If you have previously been married and divorced, say yes, otherwise put no. So now here they are asking, your sponsor should be your partner who has British citizenship or settled, or who has refugee status or humanitarian protection in the UK. So this is very important actually to learn. So this application form is not only for those people who are British citizen and settled in the UK, but this application form is also for those people who have been granted refugee status, humanitarian protection in the UK. Sometimes people's asylum claims are refused and they are given humanitarian protection. So if they want to call over their spouse, they need to fill the same application form. So now they are asking if, so just make sure, because I've just noticed that there is a priority and super priority services available as well in some location, because some people, they really want to deal with their application on urgent basis. In this situation, some people can get their decisions within 3 working days or within a week if there are no complex issues in the application. So then they will have to pay extra money to get their priority application. So for example, in some applications they charge £500 and in some applications they charge £800 extra, and they give you your decision quicker than the normal application process. So your sponsor should be your partner. So sponsor yes and save and continue. What is the relationship to ASACCC? So here you need to say who are your sponsor actually, husband, wife, civil partner. So if the applicant is wife, then your sponsor is going to be husband. Next, they are asking about sponsor now. I've just noticed the application actually form has been little bit changed than before. Now they are asking, have any Home Office reference number. For example, people who have been granted with settlement or who have been granted with humanitarian protection, they might have got their Home Office reference number, and you need to mention in here. But if some people, they are British, they don't have their reference number, say no, save and continue. Now they are asking national insurance number for your spouse. You will see the question on top of this application. Guys, do not get tired at this stage, because once you are not active on your application, then your application will be logged out and then you will have to log back in. So make sure when you get all the documents in front of you in terms of completing your application. So for example, you have your parents' details. So these are very important. These details I should have told you in the beginning of the video, but make sure this is very important. Before you start completing your application, you will need the following documents in hand. So first one is going to be your passport copy for your spouse, passport copy for applicant, any previous passport copies, and parents' details for the applicant. Also, you will need to have national insurance number for the sponsor who is a British citizen or settled in the UK. Home address, correspondence address of the UK, home address from the applicant's country, and also you will need to have national ID cards for both. If you can have, you need to have a marriage certificate, and if there is any birth certificate required, you need to have all the proof of relationship documents in hand before you can start completing your application. So save and continue to the next. So they are asking a valid national insurance number. So okay. So Save and continue. Now they're asking email address for your sponsor. So here you are going to mention their contact number. Sometimes previous application people actually did not ask for too much details. So next page, does sponsor have valid passport? Here is sponsor's details. Yes, passport number and issuing authority, if that's been issued by British authorities. Then you are going to mention issue date, and also make sure you provide your sponsor's photocopy. This gives you some actually credibility when you enclose your sponsor's passport copy. So here is date of issuing of your passport, and this is going to be date of expiry to your passport for sponsor. Okay, so next thing is, have you met sponsor? Yes. When did you meet? Tell them month and year. And when did you get married? They are asking, when did your relationship begin? Date of marriage, usually people meet on date of marriage, but if your relationship began, whenever your relationship began, if you've been married or if you've been in a relationship, you need to mention in here. Okay, how often do you usually see them? Sometimes people get married and sponsor come to the UK afterwards, so they go and see each other every couple of months time, so you need to tell them every 3 months or every 4 months, 6 months, whenever they come to visit you. So last time, when did you see your sponsor? You need to mention according to your circumstances. So here is the next page. They're asking, what languages do they speak? English. Okay. What languages do you and your sponsor use to communicate with each other? So if you talk to each other in English, say in English. And now they're asking your date of marriage. So make sure you are not confused between date of marriage and date of relationship. In some countries, people can have a relationship before date of marriage, so they can mention 2 different dates. But in some countries, people only start their relationship when they get married. So it can be the same dates, date of relationship and date of marriage can be the same. So here they are asking, where did you marry? Tell them. Country, tell them. Okay. What type of ceremony? Was it like your cultural marriage, or religious marriage? What kind of marriage was that? So did both of you attend this marriage? Yes or no? Up to you. Because I don't know your circumstances yet, so I'm just giving you an idea how to complete it. So if you both have attended, say yes, and if you both not have attended, say no. They are not going to give you, they are not going to consider your application if you say no. Was this arranged marriage or not? Yes, if it is yes. Were you related to sponsor before you became partner? If you were related, for example, if you've been cousin, then say yes. If you not have been cousin or relative, say no. If sponsor has previously been married, then say yes. If not, then say no. Does sponsor have any children from any previous marriage or any financial responsibility for? If your sponsor, this is for sponsor, so if husband or your sponsor have any children, say yes. If no, then say no. So do you both have shared financial responsibilities? So if you share responsibilities, then say yes. But usually if people are living, if people are newly married and they are not living together, so how come they can, then they will say no. Save and continue. So where do you intend to live in the UK? So if this is your sponsor home, you've already mentioned the address, you are going to say yes. But if this is not your husband's home and this home belongs to any other person, for example any auntie, uncle, then you need to mention other and say their address. But usually it's from sponsor. Save and continue. So does sponsor own this property? If they are they have title deed, they own this property, they have mortgage statement, say yes. If they are renting this property, say no. So they are asking, they rent it privately, they rent it from local authority, or they rent it from anywhere else. So if they are renting privately, say yes. How many bedrooms are there? Tell them bedrooms. How many other rooms are there apart from bedroom? If there is any other room, you need to mention, you need to tell them. Does anyone else other than sponsor or their dependents live at this property? If there are living other people, you need to give them their details. You need to say them yes. If no, then say no. So finally, here is your completed application. Well done. You've completed your application now, and this is the final check. So here is it. You can just check your details. And what I do sometime, I just save it by clicking right click, and when you click on to the option print, this will give you here save as PDF. So once you save it, this will give you option where you want to save it. So usually I save my initial draft before submitting the application, or if you actually want me to check it before submitting it, you can save initial draft right here before submitting your application in PDF, and then share it with me or email me. I will go through it, and then I will give you further feedback if anything needs to be amended. But if you are happy with this contents you've mentioned, you've put, then you can just go ahead and submit your application. Okay, so once you've saved this application, then you will go to the bottom of the page, and here you continue. So here you go. So second part, now they are asking specified benefits. Make sure there are couple of types of income. As I said in the beginning of my this video, I've mentioned there are multiple sources of income. Some people are self-employed, some people are in employment, some people are with a different employer, and some people actually they receive carer allowances, they receive disability living allowances, they receive severe disablement allowances, they receive industrial injuries disablement allowances. Some people receive attendance allowance, personal independence payment, armed forces independent payment, guaranteed income payment under the armed forces compensation scheme, constant attendance allowance, mobility supplement, war disablement pension, police injury pension, and in the end, no, my partner doesn't receive any of these benefits. So again, they are asking this question to applicant: does sponsor receive any of these benefits? So they are asking if your sponsor who is living in the UK, if they receive any of these benefits, Make sure you discuss with your sponsor and make sure you discuss with your lawyer before clicking one of these, which one will be applicable onto your case. But if your sponsor knows if he or she is receiving any of these benefits, you need to click on to the section, relevant section, because then this application is going to be his. This is very important because this application then will need different rules, different requirements, different financial requirements under this route, because some people, they may be exempted from financial requirement if they are receiving carer allowances. So that's why you need to discuss with your sponsor, and whatever is applicable, click on to that. If you are not receiving any of the allowances and this is straightforward application, you need to say in the end, no, my partner doesn't receive any of these benefits. Save and continue. So are you ready for the next section? If you are ready, we will go ahead and then we'll mention additional sponsored children. So these are the additional sponsored children. I'm just thinking, if you need to ask any question so that I can answer without your questions. I'm just thinking if any of the complications in the previous page. So give me a ring if you want to ask any question in terms of your benefits or carer allowance, or what documents will be required, whether or not you are financially exempted, whether or not you are exempted from your English language, because every situation is different. But if this is straightforward application, you will go ahead and now you will be telling them if your sponsor have any additional children, if they have adopted any other children, if they have any step children, dependents applying on this application. Okay, all children, whether or not they are British, whether or not they are under 18, whether or not I mean they are living or they are residing in the United Kingdom under EU law. So all children you need to mention in here. If you have any children, say yes. You need to mention how many children. But if you don't have any children, say no. Save and continue. To be honest, guys, I haven't thought it was going to be too long, because when I do work myself, it's easier to do it, because then I don't have to explain, I don't have to talk, I just only have to focus onto my application and work onto the application. But now I'm just thinking about yourself. If you have much energy left, then we will go ahead. Okay, let's go ahead. You are brave, you are hardworking. So let's go ahead. You must be able to show that financial requirement for this route is met. Your financial annual financial requirement is £18,600. So this is for sponsor or spouse, because this is the basic requirement. You need to show to them in terms of meeting your financial requirement, £18,600, and this will be gross income without before deducting tax from the salary. Will you be able to prove that the financial requirement is met? Here now they are referring to Appendix FM 1.7. What does that mean? Appendix FM 1.7 means you will see all the financial. If you need any PDF, you can download it from here, but in nutshell, it means what types of income can be used to satisfy the requirement. Because if you are receiving any benefits, then there will be different types of evidence, different types of documents you need to mention. But if you are meeting your financial requirement through salary slip, employment, self-employment, then there will be different documents enclosed with your application. So basically £18,600 income requirement. Will you be able to prove that the financial requirement is met? Now they're asking go through Appendix FM 1.7 and see What documents will be required for your application? So if you need my advice on that, schedule a call with me, or wait for the 2 weeks to join me on my live class, or you can schedule or book a call, specific confidential call with you, and discuss with me, and I will go through with all the requirements with you. So if you are meeting the requirement, say yes, save and continue. Which type of income will you rely on to meet your financial requirement? So here is whether it's employment, self-employment, non-employment income. So non-employment mean when you actually rent out your property, you receive rental income. If you have been receiving your pension or any cash saving, whatever is applicable, mention, tick onto that and go on to the next page. So what's their current job title? So you need to say what does he do or what does she do. What type of employment is it? Temporary or permanent? When did they start their employment? Oh, I wasn't aware that I have been very good teacher when I was quite younger. Anyway, have you been employed by the same employer for the last 6 months time? Say yes. What do they earn? Your sponsor. Same amount continuously, same amount continuously, not the same amount continuously, not the same amount continuously, below the financial requirement. Okay, so if same amount every month you are receiving same pay slip, salary slip, you're gonna need to tick on to this one and say what is their annual income before tax for this employment. So before tax, as I mentioned, if it's over 18,600, mention that. But if it's not over 18,600, minimum it must be 18,600 if you are not receiving any allowances. So here you are going to mention your employer's details and their country is going to be United Kingdom. Okie dokie. So where does it go? United Kingdom and Northern Ireland here. Okay, and their contact number you will be mentioning here, their company email address. Okay, so next page. Do you want to add additional employment income? For example, if you are also self-employed as well as employed, then you're gonna need say yes. If not, then say no and save and continue. Do you want to add previous job from within the last 12 months time? So here is a crucial part. People who have been in employment with different employers. For example, you've been working with one employer for 3 months and you've changed your employer, you've gone to the next employer, and you've changed your employer, you've gone to the third employer. So this is where they need to mention, and here is the trick and most important thing. You need to make sure you enclose your 12 months salary slip if you have changed your employment. If you have not changed your employment, then the requirement is for 6 months time. So I'm being very transparent with you. I'm telling you everything so that you don't get your refusal, you get your application rate higher than usual to be successful, actually, to be honest. So if you've changed your employment in the last 12 months time, you need to enclose your 12-month salary slip. But if you have been with the same employer, then you need to mention no and move away, move to the next page. So here is any further details. If you want to give any details in terms of your employment, and check your answer. If you're happy with the answers, then move forward, continue. So here you are looking at mandatory documents. Some of the documents are mentioned here, but I mean every person has different circumstances. If you want to have consultation in terms of what other documents you, for example, you have compelling and compassionate circumstances, and some of the application part have not been very straightforward. So this is where you are going to need expert advice from any consultant lawyer. And if you are my client and if you have registered by clicking below, you have become a member of my group, then contact me, and then I will give you further list of documents that will support your application additionally. Okay, so here is mandatory documents. So passport of the applicant, biodata page, make sure for British citizens, sponsor. Other documents, sponsor language test certificate to prove the level of English required. English language, proof of relationship such as marriage certificate. Make sure, this is very important, if your marriage certificate is not in English language, you must get it translated from certified translator to actually enclose with your application, because entry clearance officer, they don't like the documents in other languages because it's quite confusing for them. Sometimes they can't consider your details even if you are right, but if it's not in English, then there are pretty much chances they will get confused and you might get refusal. Okay, so check these documents here. You will also need to have your TB test result. Okay, so once you may need to be tested for TB, which is valid for 6 months from the date of your X-ray. So yes, some country may be exempted, but you need to check in here, get your TB test done. And it must be done with the home office requirement, because there are some centers who provide TB test under the guidance in accordance with the home office requirement. So make sure you go to those centers. So conditions, application, if your application is successful, there will be conditions on your visa. This will include whether you are able to work in the UK, for example. They may put some condition, they may not put some conditions, so it depends what are your circumstances. Okay, I confirm, I understand and accept it. Accept, take the responsibility, take the responsibility. Okay, and then this is the declaration that your information is not false. If this is the applicant, you need to make sure you click onto the second box, and if this is not the applicant, somebody else is completing this application on behalf of the applicant, then say in the bottom of the page here. Okay, so declaration, I am the applicant, aged under 18. Now who is under 18? No, I'm the applicant, the first one. Okay, here. Okay, you've signed declaration, and now you go on to the next page. Here you will be paying immigration health charges. Go to IHS website. So here actually you will be diverted to another website, and then you will be paying your health surcharges. Let's have a look how much health surcharges you will have to pay. 400 per year if you are if your actually visa is going to be 2, and once your application is successful, you will be receiving your visa for 30 months, which means you will be paying them £1,000 for your entry clearance application just for health surcharges. Okay, are you applying to stay in the Isle of Man? If not, then say no and continue. Here your title, Okay. So once you've checked your details, go on to green box. These details are correct details. How much they are asking? So because we've mentioned that application was being submitted from Pakistan, so they've calculated in rupees. So let me tell you by converting this into pounds. If this is 2,72,000, which means, oh, actually it seems they've calculated 1,200 pound, equivalent to 1,200 pound. Yes, for they are charging you for 3 years, equivalent to 3 years. So approximately it's going to be 1,200 pound. So do I have calculator? Let me just see. If we say it 272292, okay. I'm just going to tell you how much it's going to be. Okay, just give me a moment. I'm just going to write it down. So if this is 2,72,292 rupees, yeah, convert it into pounds, and I believe it's going to be 1,200 pound and something, and that you will be paying by your credit or debit card. Once you've paid it, okay, this will take you to the next page. Okay, so once you've paid your IHS, then this will take you to another page, which is where you will be paying your application fee, and I believe application fee is going to be approximately 1,530 pound for one application. And once you've paid that, then they will show you your application, completed application. So your completed application, you will see the link. You need to click onto the link, save your completed application, save your checklist of the documents, and also you will see the link where you can book an appointment for your visa application center for your biometric appointment. So here was the actually first part of my video. So this is the first part. I'm going to tell you how to book an appointment for visa center, and if you cannot secure your appointment for biometric, what to do next, what are the alternative methods of booking your biometric appointment in your home country. So keep watching my second video, where I'm going to tell you about list of the documents that you will need for your application. Take those documents at visa application center. They will scan them for you, but you will have one option. Once you've submitted this application, you will see they will give you option if you want to upload your documents by yourself there. So if this is quite important, then do it. Otherwise, I don't do it. I always prefer to send my client at visa center, so that visa center make sure it's been scanned properly. Because if there is some problem, for example, visa center can't sometime if visa center can't scan them, then you can take the opportunity on your at the time of submitting your application. Okay, otherwise just take the documents to visa application center. They will scan it for you. Okay, so my point was, in my next video I'm going to tell you list of the documents that you need for your application. I'm also going to tell you what will happen after submitting your application, how long will it take, and how you can book for priority application, so that your application is decided quickly within days.
Also, I'm going to tell you, if you do not receive your response back in 8 weeks or 10 weeks in usual normal application, so what will be the email address, where is the correspondence address, how can you follow up your application, how can you make sure you get your response back after submitting your application. So next video I'm going to tell the things I've just mentioned, but for that you need to, if you want to actually see all of the videos, I'm going to create for you people 6 parts, because this is only one part. I'm going to create second part for biometric and list of documents, so what's going to be happen, how to follow up application, how to get decision quickly. And in third video I'm going to tell financial requirement form, how to complete financial requirement form, because it's quite complicated. So if one section is in relation to employment, the other one is self-employment, the third one is about benefits. So in terms of the actual requirement, you will need to select your section. So I'm going to explain in my third video how to complete a financial requirement form from sponsor, and how to declare or disclose your income in that form. Also, I'm going to tell you how to complete undertaking form from sponsor. So in my fourth video I'm going to show you, I'm going to share with you some of the drafts. For example, you will also need to enclose with your application some of extra evidence or letters, for example letters from employer, letter from third party who are providing you with the maintenance if you cannot meet financial requirement for your spouse, or any draft documents, property report, accommodation report. So I'm going to share with you all the drafts and all the contents that I have created for you people in my fourth video. In my fifth video I'm going to share people who are exempted from financial requirement and what are the requirement, even if they are exempted from meeting £18,600, but what are the other requirements that they must meet in terms of making successful UK spouse visa application, and what will be the maintenance requirement, how do you calculate that, how do you I mean what kind of documents are accepted once you get exemption from financial requirement, and if you are exempted from English language, so what kind of letters you will need to get from your one second, I'm just going to write it down. Yes, so English language exemptions, I'm going to share with you what type of letters you will need to enclose. I'm going to share with you the drafts of the letter, what types of letter you will need to get from the relevant authorities, and how you can claim your exemption from your English language requirement, and who are qualified to do that, and how to do it. So this is going to be my fifth video. Sixth video is going to be I'm going to share with you immigration rules, because without the proper immigration rules which are compatible with your evidence, and what are the exceptions to those rules if people cannot meet those immigration rules. So what are the exceptions to those rules, how can you actually be qualified, how can you be successful without meeting in certain circumstances to immigration rules. So I'm going to share exceptional circumstances, because I'm just writing it down as well, exceptional circumstances and general immigration rules, so that these are the things you need to make sure it's put right, because without these immigration rules or exception rules, your application might fail. It's very important. This is where people get refusal, because when they do not consider the immigration rules, they only just say, oh, we have the right to get this visa because we are spouse of British national persons. No, this is not right. This is completely not right. You must meet either with the immigration rules or you must fall under the exceptional circumstances. So I'm going to share everything. Let me drink some juice. So I'm going to share everything in my 6th video. Who will be qualified under immigration rules, who will be qualified under exceptional circumstances even if they can't meet immigration rules. So these are the 6 videos I'm just going to share with you by actually implementing the step I have created in those 6 videos. So you will get pretty much chances to have a successful result from entry clearance officer, because once you make sure your evidence is credible, you meet the immigration rules requirement, you meet the specified evidence, which evidence are applicable onto your circumstances, whether or not you can claim exemption from English language or financial requirement, and if so, how to claim exemption from those requirements, because it's not that straightforward that you just claim exemption, you have the right to claim exemption. No, this is not right. You need to make sure you take the right steps in terms of claiming the exemption from these requirements. What are the exceptional circumstances in your application? How you can create those documents of what are needed even if you are exempted from those requirements. So I'm going to share all the drafts, I'm going to share all the rules requirement and how to complete your certain forms after this application form, and the steps that you need to take before getting decision. Because some people, they just sit down and wait for the decision. They don't do anything unless they get refusal. So once they get refusal, their application fee is wasted, their time is wasted, they don't have much chances in appeals. So let me just go back. I'm just So here you have seen the actually yes, so here you've seen let me just go back for a second. So you've seen some of the requirement here, and now I'm going to show you the other videos that I have created, and also you will see a couple of the requirement in terms of meeting the immigration rules, in terms of getting the benefit from my other videos. So if you want to have the benefits from all these videos, and if you want to have a live session with me, live questions support, you need to click onto the link that has been provided in description box and become member. Then you will receive all the benefits from my videos, and then you also receive help in terms of maximizing the chances of success in your spouse visa application, because this is very important that you take right steps at the right time. Because once your application is refused, once you get your refusal and your grounds are not properly drafted, here is another thing actually. Even if after creating 6 videos, I'm also going to either I'm going to provide grounds, legal grounds, or I'm going to draft it for you, or I'm going to share this for you. Ground means when you just give the clear ideas to actually entry clearance officer how to I mean, what are your legal basis of your application. So you need to make sure you mention that and enclose with appendix 2 so that you can get maximum chances of success in your application. So yes, you will also get the grounds, and you will also get the support in terms of drafting it for you, or you will just see, I will share it with you how to draft it by yourself. So again, this is my first part of the video. So next 6 parts plus grounds you will see in my next videos, and you will see the link in description box so that you can click on that, get membership, and also get all the supports that you need in terms of your successful UK visa application steps. So I'm Barrister Shazia Anjum with 15 years legal experience. I have been helping many immigrants in terms of settling in the United Kingdom. So if you haven't subscribed yet my YouTube channel, where you will receive so much free help, subscribe my YouTube channel, and also go onto my website, check out. There are so many things waiting for you. You can get in terms of your UK immigrations, not only spouse visa, but also in terms of primary carer visa, in terms of your children visa, EN, national extended family member, appeal matters, judicial review. So all these things you will receive many information, you will receive many benefits. So check out my website, become a member of my Facebook group, and also register your details by clicking the link into the description box. So in the meantime, wish you all the best, and thank you so much. Take care of yourself and take care of your family member. So I will see you soon in my next video.